Folks that cover teams across the Major League Baseball landscape, and award-winning broadcaster Joe Davis from the Los Angeles Dodgers and Fox Sports joins us now. Joe, thank you very much for the time. We were telling you in the break, congratulations on your Emmy win last week for Outstanding Personality Play-by-Play, a loaded category. What did that award mean to you?
Gosh, thank you, Robert. I said it when I went up there. I didn't have any speech planned, and I'm this obsessive preparer. I didn't spend any time on it because, okay, Mike Tirico, Mike Breen, Ian Eagle. No, I got no chance, right? And then, so just being on that list was incredible, and to win it, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it.
Yeah, Joe, we honestly weren't surprised by it when you got announced as the winner, and I could tell. I was looking. We were sitting. I could tell in your face you were totally taken aback by it. In terms for a professional athlete, equated on your level, I was telling Robert, it was real interesting for me to be in that room, and that was your big leagues. Your guys grind to the big leagues. For the former athletes in that room to watch you have that moment, equate it for the people at home, what it meant to you.
Yeah. Okay. So I've done this for the non-sports fans, where they're have you won one before? And I tell them I've won best movie but not best actor, best postseason series have had one. Man, from a sports perspective, I think it's more just the idea, Mark, of you dream. You grew up dreaming of being a ball player. I grew up dreaming of being a broadcaster and calling the World Series, and to not just do that but then have some validation like this, that what I'm doing is well respected. And I don't know, it's really mind-blowing. It honestly is.
Joe, you know it better than anyone that people think that they can do your job, especially ones that do it so well like yourself, because you make it and sound so easily. You succeeded Vin Scully, who is arguably the greatest of all time. Considering how revered he was and still is, how did you approach that when you became the Dodgers' lead television voice?
There were a couple things to it. The first thing was, a lot of people said to me, you don't want that job. Why would you take the job to be the guy that takes over for the guy? But the way I looked at it was, that's why I wanted the job. I couldn't picture 10 years from now, 50 years from now, having to sit there saying, what if I had taken it? I didn't, because I was scared it wouldn't work, but what if? So it's why I wanted the job. And then once I took it, it was just try to be yourself, and obviously learn from what makes Vin amazing and makes him, like you said, the greatest ever to do it, but to not, in his words, water your own wine. It's what Red Barber told him when he started in 1950. Do your thing, learn from the others, but be you, and let that come through. So, learn from him, but tried to be myself. And then it helps that the team wins 100 games a year. If they were losing 100 games a year, they would have run my tail out of town by now. But I'm delivering good news, so it's worked out okay.
Joe, game 1 of the World Series last year, I leave the ballpark around the 6th inning, go back to the hotel, and I'm laying in bed, and Freddie Freeman, a kid I've known him since he was 18 years old, gives me that moment. I'm starting to well up, and you had, hey Freddie, hey Gibby, me Freddie, hey Freddie, me Gibby. What did you? Is that off the cuff? Were you prepared for that?
So it's John and I had the Dodgers' whole October run, and so we'd seen him limping around the entire month, and you're starting to make that connection. Hobbled Dodger hero in the postseason, and he hadn't had any hero moments yet, but every day we're talking, man, is Freeman going to have his Kirk Gibson moment? So it was an easy connection to make, and then you go into there, and it's game 1 of the World Series, as it was for Kirk Gibson. All those things kind of lining up to then get me to the moment where the ball is hit. And the craziest part, D-Row, was we've seen that exact ball flight a million times. It looked exactly like Gibby's home run. And I guess all those things put together helped that come out.
Joe, with your work on Fox Sports as being part of the football NFL Sundays, you and Greg Olson, that's a great booth, by the way. You get the chance to see and be up close next to some iconic, amazing athletes. Where does Shohei Ohtani rank on that list of all the great athletes that you have a chance to call games, call their action, things like that?
It's on its own level. Just the aura that he has about him. Obviously, what he does, the stuff he does on the field is like nobody can do that. And we haven't even seen the pitching part of it in LA yet. But just the aura around him. First of all, he's huge. I think there's something about his physical presence that you can't fully appreciate until you're next to him. And then just his aura, it separates him from anybody I've been around.
You're going to have a chance to presumably call Travis Hunter's games. Number 2 overall pick by the Jacksonville Jaguars. He is a two-way player in football terms. How would you compare and contrast what Shohei is doing to what Travis Hunter is going to try to do at the NFL level?
Yeah, I like that. I think in baseball, they're different jobs, right? They're different positions in football, and that's amazing. Nobody does it. But they're different jobs. They're different disciplines in baseball. He's 2 players within one, and you can make that case with Travis Hunter, too, and you should. He's spectacular. But I think what Shohei Ohtani does, it's still unmatched.
What does Joe Davis have for breakfast to get ready to call a big league ball game?
No, let's go. Let's talk nutrition. Egg whites with spinach. Okay. Right. Start off with the protein. You don't want to put yourself on that metabolic roller coaster through the day. So get that protein in you, prime you for a good day of thinking and watching some big league baseball.
You coffee drinker?
Huge coffee snob, man.
Oh, what's your order?
Just black coffee. We do pour-overs every morning. I actually travel on the road. I travel my own coffee kit, grind my own beans, and I'm ridiculous.
I mean, he's changing the game. He's changing the game.
Yeah.
Joe, thank you very much for spending a little time with us. Enjoy the game today, and we look forward to seeing you and Smoltzy in the booth nationally, and of course you and Greg Olson on Fox NFL Sunday.
Thanks, boys. You guys are the best.
Thanks, Joe. That's Joe Davis, Los Angeles Dodgers, joining us via Ballpark Cam in Cleveland. Tarp is coming off the field. That's always a good sign.
Yeah.
It's a game many of you will see right here on the network. It's the Guardians and the Dodgers. Dodgers have tomorrow off, and then on Friday, they welcome the New York Yankees into town. Yes, please. All right, let's take a quick time out as we approach the bottom of the hour here on MLB Central. It's been a jam-packed show, and we've got a little bit more to go. We got Sandlot to the show. You sent in videos of your young players. D-Row and Bill Ripken are going to try to make...
And Joel Sherman back here with you. There is Shohei Ohtani just out in the outfield. This is MasterCard Ballpark Cam. So, Joel, this is today, and he is that is pitching, right? He's not just throwing. He's pitching. He's thinking pitching. How about that? Clayton Kershaw goes today. That ball game coming up right after we're done here. We'll take you out live baseball right here on MLB Network. Dodgers and Guardians. Dodgers looking for the sweep. Ohtani looking to homer in 4 straight games. It'll be the first time he did so in his career. He's slugging .657 right now, but he has started to throw like that and throw from a mound, and we're getting closer. And you and I have had dust-ups on this before where, look, we agree, it's fantastic that he can do both. Should he be doing both? Is that the best way to utilize this remarkable talent? That's my question.
First of all, I like he was wearing a Brooklyn Dodger hat.
Oh, was it? I didn't see that.
When he was warming up there. Look, this conversation is like 10 years old. This feels like who's the GOAT? Jordan or LeBron? Like, how many times can we have the same conversation?
Lots of times, as it turns out,
yeah. And the reality is this. He wouldn't be going through all this unless he was going to pitch again. Part of the promise the Dodgers have with him when they give him the $700 million is you're going to continue to do this. You're a unicorn, and you're going to try to do this. I would point out that Ohtani was pretty close to being activated to pitch in the postseason out of the bullpen last year. So this is all slow play, because all that matters to the Dodgers is to get him enough innings between now and October 1st so that he could start at least once around in the postseason, because they still have the dream. It's him, it's Snell, it's Glasnow, it's Yamamoto, it's Sasaki. Like last year they didn't win because of starting pitching. They won in spite of it. And they still have this dream that all of these guys will line up and dominate. And they have one great advantage, which is huge. We shouldn't overlook it. The rule change is they could carry 14 pitches because he counts as a DH. So they could really limit him to 3 innings and 4 innings and build him up as slow as they want because they're operating with 14 pitches the day he comes back.
That's a good point. You look back at, I'll say this, the last time, and really the only time he's been a great hitter, meaning, early in his career he was slugging 500, and we thought that was phenomenal. But he started slugging 600 a few years ago, 2023. And so he had one great hitting season while he was still starting. That was 2023. And he missed all of September that year because he got hurt. And it wasn't just the arm where he needed Tommy John or UCL surgery, whatever it turned out to be, bracing. It was also the hip.
Yeah.
So there's a
danger.
There's a
here.
danger of doing both at the same time, as great as it is.
Think about this as the danger. He has 20 homers and 11 steals right now. How many players will have 20 homers and 11 steals all season? That's a third of the way through the season.
Yeah.
This is almost like, hey, what else can the guy do? He did 50-50 last year. Do you think if he just hits this year, that 60 homers is out of the question?
Right.
For this guy, it's almost like he could do, he can name
So what would
the
you do?
goal.
So it sounds like you're pumping the brakes a little bit, where you used to say, have this guy do both.
I would not. They have enough other starting pitching and we saw last year, they know how to pitch through the postseason with bullpenning and stuff to survive. They are not going to win if he isn't leading off and batting 5 times a game. And I think anything that risks that's a problem. But a promise is a promise, BK. And the promise to the player is this is what you're going to do, and this is what drives him. It's part of it's part of the greatness.
Yeah, he's got to pitch in some fashion. They've got to figure out some way. There is danger there. All right, we'll get to the Phillies a little bit here now. The Phillies